Welcome everybody to Extreme Power No Handling Autocross, and today we're dealing with the 1969 Ferrari Dino 246 GT. Now this is an 890 horsepower, 598 pounds-feet of torque from a 4.5 litre twin turbocharged V8 engine, and the car itself weighs 2,543 pounds. It can do 0 to 60 in 4.751 seconds, 0 to 109.320 seconds, going on to a top speed of 226 miles an hour. So yeah. Unlike previous cars on this series, the majority of them, to be honest, I don't like this car all that much. I don't like the way it looks, I didn't like the engine stock, and yeah, certainly didn't like the performance. But this isn't what this series is about. This is about trying to find a car that can be quick, despite having barely any handling upgrades, or no handling upgrades even. So yeah, we're looking to beat the Mercedes-Benz 300 SEL from the previous episode, and hopefully even beat the Dodge Dart, which is still you know, flummoxing the European cars in this series so far. So yeah, let's see what this Ferrari can do. Now, I've had a Ferrari on the series before with the Daytona, which didn't do all that well in comparison to that Mercedes, but it still was pretty decent. So let's hope that this lighter Ferrari will do even better, because it is mid-engine, unlike that Daytona. So hopefully that'll give it a dynamic edge. Behaves like that though. Yeah, this car's dealing with a lot more power than it had originally. Despite being a Ferrari, it didn't even have 200 horsepower back in the day, so yeah, it's dealing with a lot more than it had originally. So they've got plenty of acceleration on the go though. It's a pretty decent first lap time, 1 minute 3 seconds, .630. Now that Mercedes wasn't in a big surprise in terms of how quick it was last episode. Especially in terms of how it handled the power, the rear wheels and the brakes, which was surprisingly good for such an old car. Now, unlike that Mercedes, this car's a lot lighter than that one. It also has less power. Maybe that'll help it be a bit more controllable. Slightly quicker time there at 1 minute 2 seconds, .563. It's controllable though. Certainly more than controllable than the likes of that Daytona was, which I think because of the extra weight that that car had compared to this one, just couldn't manage the extra power on top of it. Slightly quicker time then again at 1 minute 2.462. Not a massive improvement by any means. Suspension is really rather quite vague in points. Doesn't give you all that much confidence. Brakes are semi-decent though. Does help that it doesn't have all that much weight behind it. Big improvement there though, 1 minute .694, which puts it ahead of the likes of the Miura, the Daytona. And the Miura. I think I said Miura twice there, it was the Aston Martin V Advantage I was on about, to be honest. It's quicker than all three of them, it's also quicker than the Corvettes that have stumped plenty of other cars on this series. Well, we didn't improve at the end, but that is still a solid time, but it is still nonetheless behind that Dodge Dart Hemi, as well as the Mercedes 300 SCL from the previous episode. But it is nonetheless quicker than those two Corvettes, as well as all the other European cars that we've had on this, well, all the other 60s and 70s European cars that we've had on this series so far, like the Aston Martin V8 Vantage, the Ferrari 365 GTB/4 or the Daytona, and the Lamborghini Miura. Also quicker than all the other muscle cars as well. It's only that Dodge Dart Hemi Super Stock that stumps us. Also quicker than the Ford SVT Cobra R, slightly slower than the Toyota Super GT and the Pterodyne Gurkha. But it's also quicker than the 1987 Nissan Skyline GTS-R and yeah, the Jaguar XJS. So yeah, pretty solid car normally, despite the fact that I don't really like this car stock. Don't really like it at all, quite frankly. But it's you know, overcome the fact that I don't like it with a solid time there, and yeah, it had its problems though. The suspension was all over the place, the brakes weren't the best, they were decent, but they were only decent because they didn't have all that much weight to carry around. But yeah, the suspension was a big flaw there, you could feel it, well, didn't really have any feeling to it at all, but you could definitely feel it rising and pitching, etc. whenever we accelerated or came into a corner or out of a corner for that instance. But yeah, it's proven that it is at least worth, you know, putting all that power in and driving it quite quickly around a course, despite how bad it is stock. So yeah, just goes to show that just because I don't like a car stock doesn't mean that it can't do well when you give it a weird challenge like this. So yeah, satisfied overall, but I would have at least liked it to have been quicker than the Mercedes from the previous episode. But the fact it's more than half a second slower than that just goes to show that lightweight Ferrari does not mean it's going to be quicker than a heavy saloon car from Mercedes-Benz. So yeah, disappointed that it didn't beat the Merc, but I'm so glad that it beat the Corvettes and the other European cars. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.